was just thinking about this. You were a part of the like original Young and Hungry when we were doing like, the accountability group, right?
Yep, I was.
You were one of like the original four, like 3 or 4 of us that were getting together. And when you really think about that, like, people who were only 25, I believe, at the time too. I turned 26. I'm on the other side, getting close to 30. I'm getting old now. But you think about that, like 4 or 5 people under 25 getting together, holding each other accountable. That's, you don't hear about that, right?
Yeah, and we did. It was every Sunday.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever missed one.
No, we didn't. And that was the thing. You know, we took time out of our Sundays to literally come together, a bunch of 23, 20, I think 21. Braden wasn't even 21 yet. Braden was helping out. We had a bunch of people, and we were there holding each other accountable.
Yeah.
Because I don't even know how we got connected. Maybe it was Trisha, maybe it was Braden. But what was your initial thought when you're like, man, so I'm 20-some years old, I'm going to get in an accountability group on Sundays?
So yeah, I think I was 24 when we started that. And my first thought was like, Sundays, really? But I was like, you know what? Like I've always been young and hungry, and I knew that there was a good reason behind it, and I wanted to learn from everyone else, you know, like it's hard to find people in our industry at our age really doing well. So when you find those people, it's like you want to keep them close and like be connected with them no matter where they are in the world, you know?
The cool thing too about us doing it virtually, and we were doing this before it was cool to go virtual, I guess. But, you know, like we were from all over the country, and we meet every Sunday, hold each other accountable, and it was just really cool to just be around like-minded individuals, and at the same token, like like-minded, same age, same position individuals, right? Because, you know, a lot of time in this industry, when we're trying to take steps, and almost any business, you know, you take the next step, you're surrounded with people you want to be surrounded with people who are at the next level. And a lot of times with us, chances are they might be up a little bit older than us, right? So it's nice. It was great to be around people who were like going through similar things, like recently maybe losing some friends and going through that process. So talk to me a little bit about like, how has that growth been for you? What have you seen during that?
My growth has been crazy. Honestly, my life has just gone so many different ways since then. So many changes and things have happened to me. I mean, all silver linings to all of it though, and nothing that I regret. And now I'm actually working in more. So I've moved out of my hometown of Houston. Of course, I still have tons of business here, but I live about an hour and a half away now in College Station. So just growing out there and making connections and trying to get my name out there.
Right. No, I hear you. I think this is something that's almost too much. Especially, again, I know I've gone through like being a little bit younger, trying to almost, I guess you say, get ahead, trying to like make those next steps. And I see people who are, again, they're usually a little bit older than me. It's like, I want to be to where they're at right now. But there's also a sense of, man, like not a lot of my friends or current friends are doing this. Like it's something that's not really as done so often. So it can get kind of like lonely sometimes, right? So like, talk to you about how do you cope with that? How do you deal with that? Like to continue to push forward and go through that?
Okay, so in the Houston area, of course, my best friend is here, Karen, and we're in real estate together. So I'm not lonely here. But moving to College Station was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. I mean, it's still hard. I haven't even been there a year yet. And when I say that College Station is stuck in the 90s, they are stuck in the 90s. There's not, technology is like literally frowned upon in College Station. So, and then also like young agents, not a thing. So, you know, I did spend a lot of time. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I went through a little phase where I was pretty depressed for a while because I was just like, this is hard. Like, what do I do? And then Houston's not like far, but it's not close enough to make the drive back and forth every single day.
Right.
So I just, you know, pulled myself out of it. I was like, I got to get it together. now I'm just meeting people. I go to the gym a lot, which I know we'll get into that in a minute, but
Right.
I've met a lot of people at the gym, making those connections and meeting friends there now. But honestly, when I'm feeling lonely, I do what I did today and I come to Houston to hang out with Karen. So I'm at her office right now. I bother her for a while.
Right. And like going through it, you know, there's like me myself, like going through it, I've always had a couple of those rocks where I know, like, man, I'm going through a tough time. I'm gonna reach out to this person, and you know, it's hard to be able to be open emotionally about, like, dude, I'm going through a fucking tough time right now. Like, it's tough. I'm feeling like there's like not enough, like all these things, you know, especially when you're trying to make it in business. When you're younger, you're like, what is my timeline? When is it going to happen? Am I putting enough work? Should I start depositing? So it can get tough sometimes. So it's always great to have a person you can lean on a little bit. So let's talk about the gym. Let's talk about what you're doing. Because on here, man, I'll tell you what, being always at the bodybuilder bikini competition, that's like, between that, working two markets, like, talk to me a little bit about that, Sarah.
Well, I just went through some things, like I was saying, a few months ago, and I went through some depression and stuff, and I was like, you know what, I got to get back in the gym. Like, gyms were opening up after COVID, whatever, you know what I mean? And so I was like, all right, I just need to get back in the gym. Well, my boyfriend has competed in a competition before, and I'm very competitive. So one day I just had the idea. I was like, we were actually in Nashville over my birthday, and I was like, I just randomly was like, competition. Like, hey, you should, like, why not? And I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and sign up now. That way, when I get back in town, like, I'm gonna just start on it, work towards it. And so I did. I signed up, obviously having no clue what I was getting myself into. So now I'm in prep. I'm 20 weeks out from my first show.
Okay.
So I've met some amazing people through it. I coach with a team out of Arizona, and we have an incredible, like, team atmosphere, accountability, all of that. I love it. It keeps me structured. Every day I know what I'm supposed to do, how much I'm supposed to eat, all of that. I check in every Friday. So honestly, our accountability thing was just getting me prepared for all of this, because people like complain about check-ins. I'm like, that's easy. I got that.
Man, I'm so used to it. And I'll tell you what, something you said here, I feel like it's a common trait that I see, whether you're young or not, but especially like getting into this, I'm going to sign up for it and figure it out. Like, I'm going to put myself in a position, I'm going to jump in, and I have confidence in myself that I'm going to figure it out later, right? So it's not like, it's not like getting ready to get ready. I need to work out more first before I even sign up. No, I'm going to sign up. I'm going to figure it out. I'm just going to have full confidence in myself. And even onto that next note, too, like you said, getting that group of like-minded individuals, people who are on the same path, same places, going through the same struggles. Because guess what? When I struggle through this, there's a good chance that person already did that and got past it. I'm just going to reach out and be like, hey, what did you do when this happened? And they'll be like, oh, do this. And it cuts out the time, energy, effort, frustration of trying to because you got people who have already done it. So how much is the accountability support system meant in, like, your journey?
Again, that kind of lagged. Can you say that again?
Yeah. Like I said, I'm in the FIG team right now, so my internet might be the best. So how much has, like, that accountability, the group of people who are going to the same direction as you, how much has that meant in, like, your journey?
I think it's awesome. Like, I have a little girls group out in College Station. I think I'm the only one out of our no, there's another girl who just joined us that has not competed yet. So everyone else has competed at least once. So it's super awesome to just ask them questions when I don't know things, because they've been through it, you know. But and then I have my actual, like, team coaching accountability that I have to do every Friday morning. I send my check-in photos, everything I ate for the week, everything I did, my weight. I mean, it's a lot. It's not easy. but it keeps me on track. You know, that's the biggest thing, is that if I didn't have any of that, I would have fallen. Like the week I started, I would have quit.
And even coming back, you know, being able to reach out to other people and say, hey, like, look, I'm struggling through this. Were you always able to do that? Or was that something you kind of picked up as you went and realized, man, it's so much easier to reach out to people?
Yeah, because like even this week, as I was lifting yesterday and the day before, I noticed like my weight had gone down, not my body weight, my lifting weights. And I was like really frustrated because I was like why? Like I should be going up. And I ran into one of my friends at the gym and she was like, it's just because like you're starting to lose a lot of weight and your body's starting to like level out. She was like, don't worry, in another month you'll be lifting like crazy. She was like, it's just temporary, like you might go down a little bit, but it'll be okay. And I was like, all right, sounds good.
And you know how it's like I think a serious problem, especially with young individuals too, where we want to know everything, we want to seem like we know it all, and then what happens is when something like that happens, if I didn't have somebody to reach out to, or if I didn't basically put my ego aside and reach out to somebody, I'd be stuck in my head saying, man, something's wrong with me, something's not right, and then I'd be going over and over like, man, like, and I can't figure it out because I've never been in it. But if you just like I said, it really is putting the ego aside and saying like, hey, man, I'm struggling with this. Like, have you went through this? There's a good chance you're just going to be like, yeah, here you go. Here's the solution. It's not you. It's just the system. And all of a sudden, you put your mind at ease, and just being able to ask other people and tell them like, I'm struggling. It's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength to be able to reach out. So like,
What'd you say?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were saying something there.
Oh, no.
So, okay. So tell me like, so getting like, now you're in 2 markets in real estate, working on this competition. What have you found the main thing that you need to do? Like, what schedule you set at the beginning of the week, and how do you like go through that process?
So schedule wise, my schedule's definitely changed some. I used to be a person that was in and out of the gym by 7:30, 8 o'clock. I'm in the gym for 2 hours most days now. Like if I have to do cardio, then there's a good chance I'm there for 2 hours. Also, not to mention, I live 30 minutes away from my gym. I live in the country, so I'm not actually in the city. I'm way out in the country. Like our closest stop sign is probably 10 minutes away, 5 minutes away. So I have a drive no matter what. So my gym's 30 minutes away, and then I'm there for about 2 hours. So I don't really like check in to the office real estate work now until about 9:30, 10 o'clock, but I've adjusted. You know, I still, like, if a client's texting me or calling me, I definitely respond, you know. I'm not just going to leave anyone hanging, but my time is definitely a lot different now. And then as far as like my daily schedule, so I definitely still like do my lead generation every day if I can. Sometimes I might only be able to do 2 days a week, but still get those calls in and stuff, those follow-ups and all of that. And then I just leave the rest of the day to appointments or marketing or just things like that. What really takes the most time is just like when I have to drive to Houston. You know, that can get hectic because I'm trying to get showings scheduled and then drive to Houston and this and that. But honestly, like as far as my meal planning and stuff goes, I do all of that on Sundays. So I know everything that I'm eating for every day. I already have that done. It's super easy. I don't really think prep takes too much out of my life yet. I mean, ask me again in March and we'll see. But also, I'm not going to lie, I do leverage other people and agents as much as I can too. If there's something that is urgent, especially in the market that we're in right now, and I know that I can't get to Houston for an hour and a half and that home will be under contract by the time I get there, I do have an agent that will show properties for me. She's super awesome. She'll go and show for me. And then, you know, I'll take it back from there and do the offers and everything. I just leverage what I can, you know. Anyone, if I know someone has a service that they offer, instead of me trying to do it myself these days, I just hire it out.
I think that's so important too, especially again, being a little younger, just being able to leverage other people is absolutely huge. Being able to borrow authority and do things on that note. But I do also want to ask Sarah, like, this is something that I can never have the answer for this. So I'm curious to see what you have to say. Not just being a young entrepreneur, but being a young female entrepreneur. Do you think there's like, what are some of those roadblocks that you might not have been able to foresee that you think like that may have come up, and like how you overcame those?
One thing that I can say is, this is funny. When I'm working with couples, I always talk to the females. Always. I don't want to talk to males. I don't like men. I'm sorry. I don't like you. I don't want to work with men. Like, I just won't do it. Even if the men's like the decision maker, I will pretty much always go through the female, because I don't have bad intentions, you know. And I think that, I mean, I've had that happen before, honestly, where people have not worked with me, and and it's been out of insecurities, and I understand that it sucks on my end, but I don't have bad intentions, you know. I'm here to help people.
You're here for business.
Exactly. But other than that, you know, I've just always preached like, be yourself. When I first got into real estate, I was on a team, and I didn't feel like I was taught to be myself. I was like kind of expected to dress up a lot and just be a person that wasn't me. And once I went off on my own, I was like, you know what, just be you, and people will be attracted to that. And that's where my business comes from, just by being me. Yeah. I mean, that's my answer.
It's funny that you say that, because I could definitely see that happening, where all of a sudden you're just talking to the guy in some situation, and that could be perceived the wrong way, and then it's like, we're not working with her, right?
Yeah. Exactly. And not only that, like, I have a boyfriend who I'm madly in love with. I would never, there's never, ever bad intentions, you know, but I just go the safe route and try to talk to the females.
Well, and I always like ending the show with what kind of knowledge, what kind of wisdom do you want to leave these young entrepreneurs, these young people out here who are trying to get into it? What could you leave us with here, Sarah?
The first thing is, I'm going to say, just do it. Like, if it's something that you've been thinking about doing, whatever it is, real estate related or not, just do it. Just do it. Jump in. Like you said earlier, Nick, like, you'll always find a way to figure it out. I'm a big believer in that as well. And so just do it. You'll figure it out along the way. It's not that it's going to be necessarily easy, but I'm going into my 5th year now of real estate. And so when I look back, I'm just like, I'm so glad I made that decision and did it and just jumped in, because I'm just getting so far along in life for my age, you know? So, yeah.
I think that's great. And that's the thing is, you know, you can't half-ass anything, because you're going to get a half-ass result and you're not going to be happy. I'm always talking about that yesterday. It's the difference between being interested in success in this life and being committed, right? You got to commit. You got to put yourself out there. You got to sign up and figure the rest of it out later. Right?
That's what I was going to say. You just sign up. If you want to be a bodybuilder, just sign up. You'll figure it out.
Then you're forced to, like, crap, the competition's coming up. I got to get ready, right?
Well, yeah, because it's like, okay, I've already put it out there that I'm going to do this, so I'm definitely not going to look like a fool and back out now. So that's my other tip. Sign up and then tell everyone that you signed up. Don't sign up and not tell anyone. Make sure you tell every person you know, because then you're not going to back out.
Right. No, I love that. No, that's great advice, Sarah. It's always a pleasure. It's always great seeing you continue to succeed and continue to do big things. I know this is just the beginning for you, Sarah. But thank you so much for coming on. And we'll see everybody next Wednesday for the what is that? Christmas? Hey, I'll be here. We'll see if I can get somebody else for Christmas. All right, cool. Sounds good. Keep crushing it, Sarah. And we'll see you guys.
All right. Bye, everyone.